Greetings, brothers and sisters, and welcome to annual conference, this time when we want to celebrate Kavanaugh and its ministry. I want to share with you some of my favorite things about Kavanaugh, and two of them that come to my mind, which are my most favorite, is behind me there's a basketball court, but what used to be at the basketball court was a pool, and that's where I learned to swim. And I can remember summers filled with community, with meeting people and celebrating and having a wonderful time. And that's one thing that I want to celebrate about Kavanaugh is its generation after generation after generation, its ability to reach out into the community and make a kingdom difference. Because it's also from this pool that I was invited to church and eventually became a follower of Jesus. The second thing that I want to celebrate by far is the Mission Base Camp program. To be able to live into the DNA and legacy of Kavanaugh and share the Holy Spirit wonder of being able to come here and worship and serve together as youth come together, but also sending them out into the community to make a difference, to being those hands and feet and presence of God.
I never imagined 10 years ago in 2010 as Nathan's intern at St. John that I'd be standing here today on a full-fledged campground. And that this idea that was in its infancy back then has grown and matured and become this full-fledged understanding of what it means to have a camp in service to neighbor in the world, that we can express this love and missional identity in such a concrete way, all while having summer camp at the same time. There was fruit that was born of this. There was discipleship that was had from this, and that the mission was on the ground. And I'm so blessed to have been able to be a part of it for as little or as long time as it might endure, even beyond Kavanaugh.
My first experience at Kavanaugh was about 35 years ago. My husband and I had just recently moved to Louisville, and we attended one of the camp meetings there, probably one of the last ones that were held there. It was an amazing experience getting to fellowship with Methodists from all over the conference, and I just fell in love with Kavanaugh then. I just see the way that it has touched lives over the years and my 35 years of experience with it, and know that it has been a blessing not only to Crestwood but to the entire Methodist Conference.
I recall one particular Methodist youth group that chose the project of constructing and installing handicap ramps. It was a particularly complicated ramp to construct, and it took several hours to do so. At the end of the day, when the work was done, one youth was overheard to say, with humility and pride, "Look what we have done." That comment is worth all the efforts to provide the meaningful projects and the coordination of the work. This kind of reaction by participants and sponsors was repeated over and over again.
One in particular I will always remember, though, is a young girl, a college freshman who was there for a weekend retreat. And she came to me on Friday night and she said, "What in the world am I supposed to do here? There's no internet service. There are no phones, there are no TVs, there is nothing. What am I supposed to do in this rustic place?" And I told her, I said, "Well, give yourself some time. Just listen. Just be still and listen. They don't call this place holy ground for nothing." And so along about Sunday, she came to me again and she said, "I figured it out. You're right. I listened. I truly listened while I was here, and God spoke." That is Kavanaugh. God speaks. God speaks everywhere, but he spoke so many wonderful stories on holy ground.
As we conclude, I want to thank the countless number of guests, volunteers, committee members, former directors, and staff. Thank you for pouring your time and energy into over a 140-year-old legacy. And I want to leave you today with this thought. Please take some time today to think about if you've had a connection or an experience at Kavanaugh that you want to celebrate. Think about those things and share that with someone.